Have you ever felt completely lost when your child has a massive meltdown? You've tried everything: logic, discipline, maybe even a little bit of pleading, but nothing seems to work. It's like you're speaking a different language. What if I told you that the key to navigating these tough moments isn't about finding the right words or the perfect consequence, but about understanding what's happening inside your child's brain and, just as importantly, inside your own? Welcome to the Science of Connection, a parenting approach that will transform how you see these challenging behaviors and empower you to build a deeper, more resilient bond with your child. It's not about being a perfect parent, because that doesn't exist. It's about being a present parent, one who can stay calm and connected even when things get stormy. And it all starts with a little bit of brain science. So, let's picture your child's brain. For simplicity, think of it in two parts: the upstairs brain and the downstairs brain. The upstairs brain is the sophisticated, rational part. It's responsible for planning, problem solving, emotional control, and empathy. This is the part of the brain that can think logically and make good decisions. It's the part you're trying to reason with when you say, "Honey, we can't have ice cream for breakfast because it's not healthy." Now, the downstairs brain is much more primitive. It's our survival brain, responsible for big emotions like anger and fear, and basic functions like breathing and blinking. It's also home to the amygdala, our brain's little smoke detector. When the amygdala senses a threat, whether it's a real danger or just a major disappointment like being told no to more screen time, it pulls the alarm. And when that alarm goes off, it triggers a flood of stress hormones. This is what we call flipping your lid. When a child has a tantrum, their upstairs brain has gone completely offline. It's like the staircase connecting the two floors has collapsed. The downstairs brain has taken over, hijacking all logic and reason. In this state, your child isn't capable of listening to your well-reasoned arguments. They're not being manipulative or defiant on purpose. They are literally in a state of fight, flight, or freeze. Their body is telling them they are in danger. And what happens to us as parents when we witness this? Often, their dysregulation triggers our own. They're screaming, they're flailing. It can feel like a personal attack. Our own smoke detector goes off, our own downstairs brain gets activated, and suddenly, we've flipped our lids too. Now you have two people, a big one and a little one, both operating from their primitive, emotional brains. And in that state, there is zero chance for connection or learning. It just becomes a power struggle, a battle of wills that leaves everyone feeling exhausted, disconnected, and hurt. Understanding this biological process is the first step to changing the dynamic entirely. It's not about stopping the meltdown. It's about what you do next. So, what do we do when our child has flipped their lid and their downstairs brain is in full control? The single most important rule to remember is this: connect before you direct. Or connect before you correct. Think about it. When you're upset, what do you crave? Do you want someone to lecture you, to tell you all the reasons you're wrong? Or do you want someone to offer you comfort, to make you feel seen and heard? Your child is no different. Before we can even think about teaching a lesson or solving the problem, we must first re-establish a feeling of safety and connection. This is how we help their upstairs brain come back online. So how does this look in practice? It starts with your own body. First, take a deep breath. Seriously, one long, slow breath. This sends a signal to your own nervous system that you are safe, which helps you stay in your own upstairs brain. Then, get down on their level. Towering over a distressed child can feel threatening. Kneel or sit down so you're eye to eye. This nonverbal cue says, "I am with you, not against you." Next, use a calm, soothing tone of voice. Remember, your calm is contagious. If you can regulate your own nervous system, you become a co-regulator for your child. Their brain will literally borrow your calm. You might say something very simple, like "I'm right here with you." Or maybe you just sit quietly with them for a moment. Physical touch can also be incredibly powerful, but you have to read your child's cues. Some kids will want a hug right away. It releases oxytocin, the connection hormone, which is a powerful antidote to stress hormones. For other kids, touch might feel overstimulating in that moment. Maybe just putting a hand on their back or sitting close by is enough. The goal isn't to stop the crying or fix the feeling immediately. The goal is to be a safe harbor in their emotional storm. You are the anchor. By connecting first, you are showing them, through your actions, that you can handle their big feelings, that their emotions aren't too scary for you. This builds a profound sense of trust and security, which is the foundation for everything else. Only after they begin to calm down, After you see their breathing slow and their body relax, can you move on to the next step? Once you've established that initial connection and your child's nervous system is starting to settle, the next crucial step is validation. This is where so many of us get stuck. We worry that if we validate our child's feelings, we are condoning their behavior. We think that saying, "You're so mad we have to leave the park," is the same as saying, "It's okay to scream and hit me because you're mad." But this is a critical misunderstanding. Validation is not agreement. It is simply acknowledging the reality of their emotional experience. You are saying, "I see you, and I understand why you feel that way." It's about naming the emotion to tame it. When you give a name to what your child is feeling, it helps their brain make sense of the overwhelming chaos inside. It helps them integrate the emotional, downstairs part of their brain with the thinking, upstairs part. So, instead of saying, "Stop crying, it's not a big deal," which invalidates their experience, try saying something like, "You look so disappointed. You were having so much fun on the swings and you reset it as time to go," or, "Wow, you are really angry that your brother took your toy. It's so frustrating when that happens." Notice you're not saying it's okay to hit his brother. You're just naming the feeling behind the action. You are essentially acting as an emotional mirror for your child. They are feeling this giant, scary emotion, and you are reflecting it back to them in a manageable way. This does two amazing things. First, it makes your child feel deeply understood, which strengthens your connection. They learn that you are a person who gets it. They don't have to escalate their behavior to get you to see how upset they are. Second, it builds their emotional intelligence. Over time, they learn to identify and name their own feelings, which is the first step toward learning how to manage them. You can validate the feeling without validating the behavior. After you've connected and validated, and everyone is calm, that's when you can say, "It's okay to be angry, but it's not okay to hit." Let's talk about what you can do next time you feel that angry. But if you skip the validation step and jump straight to the lesson, you'll be met with resistance, because their brain is still in a defensive, disconnected state. Validation is the bridge that takes you from the chaos of the meltdown to a place of learning and problem solving. So let's bring this all together. We've talked about the brain science of a meltdown, how the downstairs brain hijacks the upstairs brain. We've learned the golden rule: connect before you direct, using our own calm presence to co-regulate with our child. And we've discovered the power of validation, of naming the feeling to tame it, showing our child that we understand their emotional world without necessarily condoning their behavior. What is the ultimate outcome of all this? It's not just about getting through a single tantrum more smoothly. This is about rewriting the patterns in your relationship and literally shaping your child's developing brain. Every time you respond with connection instead of frustration, you are strengthening the neural pathways in your child's upstairs brain. You are teaching them, through experience, how to regulate their own emotions. They are learning, when I feel overwhelmed, my parent helps me feel safe. I can get through this. Their nervous system learns to return to a state of calm more quickly and easily over time. And what about you, the parent? This approach is a game changer for our own well-being. By focusing first on our own regulation, taking that deep breath, managing our own triggers, we move out of a state of reactive stress. Parenting becomes less about battling our children and more about guiding them. It becomes less about control and more about connection. We start to see that the behavior is just a signal, a communication about an unmet need or an undeveloped skill. This shift in perspective is incredibly liberating. It takes the pressure off of having to have the perfect response and instead focuses on simply being present and attuned. You become a more confident, centered parent because you have a clear roadmap for navigating emotional storms. Your child, in turn, feels more secure, more understood, and more capable. Their nervous system settles because yours is settled. This is the beautiful, reciprocal dance of co-regulation. It creates a positive feedback loop that strengthens your bond and builds resilience in your child that will last a lifetime. This isn't just a parenting strategy. It's a way of being that brings more peace and joy to your entire family. Thank you so much for joining me today to explore the science of connection. I hope this gives you a new lens through which to see your child's behavior and a new set of tools for your parenting toolbox. Remember, it's a journey, not a destination. Be patient with your child, and most importantly, be patient with yourself. If you found this helpful, please give this video a like and subscribe for more content on mindful and connected parenting. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching.